Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video and some more F1 2019 career mode here today, and this is the penultimate round of season 4 for the Brazilian Grand Prix. If you guys missed the last episode, then go watch it guys by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of the screen for the USGP, in which we had a pretty damn good race. And you know, in this race here today, the Constructors Championship is up for grabs. We could have won it in the last episode, but Racing Point did just enough to hold on. But today we're going to try and secure that, and hopefully it's an exciting race. This weekend we don't have any rain expected, and also no teams besides Mercedes bringing upgrades, so things are staying pretty much the same. But guys, this weekend we are not going to do qualifying. We're going to start from the back of the grid because I fancy a bit of a challenge really, and recently the videos have been stagnating a little bit in terms of the way the races go, so I want to try and have a little bit of fun and have a bit more of an entertaining race. Start from the back of the grid. Ultimately we only need to get like 2 points for the championship, so we should secure it today with no issues whatsoever, unless both myself and Carlos double DNF, which it's never happened before, so I highly doubt it's going to happen again. And I just want to have a little bit of fun from the back of the grid. So guys, enjoy the video, and we're going to jump straight into the race here because I want to have a little bit of fun and yeah, start from the back. So let's get racing, and it's time for round number 20 for the penultimate race and the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Where there's a will, well there's a way, and nowhere has that fact been better demonstrated over the years than here at Interlagos. Remember Senna winning while fighting a gearbox that was jammed in 6th? 5 Drivers' Championship deciders in a row between 2005 and 2009. And of course, the passionate Brazilian fans packing the grandstands to capacity every year. And they're not about to stop now. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's talk about Martinez. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And talented Spaniard Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Vettel, Leclerc and Alexander Albon, Kvyat, Bottas, Antonio Giovinazzi and Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen and Lando Norris, Grosjean and Martinez. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right, here we are then on the grid for the Brazilian Grand Prix, starting from last place. And we're going to have a little bit of fun here today and do something a little bit different, and also test out my overtaking skills as we get racing here today. And I feel confident with it. You know, I do enjoy Interlagos. Is a good track, and I've got obviously the best car on the grid underneath me to try and make some overtakes happen. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's get racing. And in terms of our strategy, we're going to start on the medium tyres and then go on to the softs. A very straightforward strategy for us here today, as I think that's going to work best for us because tyre wear is quite low around here, and you can go quite long on the soft tyres, and they're going to be quite key for us, I think, in the second half of the race. And that stint on the medium also very important towards the second half. Once everybody does their first stops and we've got clean air towards the front of the grid, we need to use those laps to really set some consistent fast lap times. And in terms of fuel, we are running 1.5 laps extra, so overall a decent setup. I'm going to make one change to it though, and that is going to be the brake bias. I'm going to put that down to 56 just to be sure, because I don't trust the lockups around here. But other than that, that is the plan going forward, and it's time for the race here today at Interlagos. So let's get racing, and hopefully we can try and score some points and win the Constructors Championship. Right, here we go. Let's try and get a good start to the race here as we build up the revs to the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. Pretty clean start actually on mediums, not too bad at all. Down the inside possibly, I had a look, but just not enough space really. Into turn 2 though, the Haas cars are side by side. We do get a good exit. I'm going to go around the outside of both of them. Fantastic double overtake there, and we're now on the inside line down towards turn 4. The Mercedes is a bit slow. I've got to get on the brakes early though, because there's lots of cars on the inside line. So I get a little bit of a tap I think from behind. But we're up to P18, good progress already. We've got Stroll and Raikkonen side by side here, up towards the double right-handers. I've run a bit wide. That's going to invite Norris to get his nose on the inside. I'm going to have to stay wide here. That's going to allow Lando to have a look. We're going to try and carry the momentum though and hold the inside line for the next corner. Just squeeze the throttle on a little bit and that will force the Haas driver out wide. But we've still got Stroll and Raikkonen side by side here. I'm going to get a switchback out the hairpin. But again, no space really to make a move. These two still dicing it out. This could affect them out this corner if we get a good enough exit. There we go, nice and clean from us. They're really nice exit. And they're still side by side. They've been side by side the entire lap. It looks like Stroll's just going to get the legs on Kimi as we get to the inside of Raikkonen. And we are going to get the double toe as we get on the inside of Stroll as well into turn one. Reasonably late on the brakes, a little bit conservative as we are on the mediums, but we do make the move. Double overtake again, and we're now up to 16th.
Okay, clear.
Yellow flag. Stroll's gone for a spin behind us. We'll get a replay of that. Meanwhile, they're still kicking off in front. Heavy battling between Hülkenberg, it seems. You've got Bottas in there. You've got Magnussen in front of us and a Ferrari. But so far, so good on lap 2. Oof, bit of oversteer there as I tried to get the momentum and get the run on Magnussen down at Interlagos. We are going to try and pass him though, regardless. DRS will be enabled on lap 3, so if we can just stay within range, I might have a chance. Carlos setting the pace, which is good to see. Here we go, we're gaining on the Williams slightly.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
If I was on a better tyre, I probably would have gone down the inside of turn 1, then had a look on the brakes, but these tyres are a bit too sensitive. DRS enabled now though, so it's going to make things quite interesting. But I'm not really close enough to Magnussen just yet for an overtake, so we'll have to sit back for now. Good exit there. Magnussen goes defensive. That's going to put him under pressure. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted last lap, but we made the mistake. This time that's not the case, and we are close enough. Even though Magnussen will have DRS, we're just so close. We are going to get that massive toe. We're going to go to the outside this time. Here we go. Easy does it on the brakes as we go around the outside of Magnussen, just get our car in front. Meanwhile, we've got Bottas and a Ferrari battling in front of us here as Magnussen's trying to come back at me. But look at this, 3 wide in front almost. Hülkenberg getting involved. He actually goes for a double overtake on both of them and he makes it, I think. We've got Bottas up next. Patience is required in these because the AI tend to lose a lot of time battling as we run a bit wide there. Let's see if we can get a good exit out of the final corner. Yes, we do. We're well within range of Bottas. That Mercedes doesn't have any straight line speed at all. You can clearly tell it's struggling as we breeze past. It also seems like Bottas may have no ERS left. Up to P14. As Hülkenberg gets overtaken by the Ferrari of, I believe, Sebastian Vettel, but I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I think it's Antonio Giovinazzi. I don't think we're close enough for a move here, unfortunately, on Hülkenberg, unless we get a godlike amount of straight line speed, which, to be fair, we are getting. I could have a look here, possibly. Let's see. We're gaining on the Renault. Hülkenberg doesn't go defensive, so I'll just sit back. If he'd gone defensive, I would have just swung one around the outside, but the inside line's very risky.
Some information on Giovinazzi. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Oh, okay, that's literally him right there, so that'll make things interesting as Hülkenberg is already rotting his gearbox. There could be a double overtake on the cards here. Hülkenberg to the outside. We're going to use that to make some space. Here we go. We're going to follow him. We're going to go all the way to the outside here and make the double move into turn 1 on the brakes. Hülkenberg hangs on. We're going to still commit to the outside overtake. Inside for turn 2. A little bit of a correction on the steering, which is going to give me very little momentum on the exit. But can we keep the Renault behind us? Hülkenberg's gaining with a DRS. We defend the inside. Hülkenberg trying it, but we're going to comfortably hold that one on the inside line. And there we go. B12 on lap 6. Really good progress already. Now we've got a bit of clean air to try and push and catch up to the Toro Rossos in front of us in the form of Kvyat and Albon. Pace is good in the clean air. We're pushing on now as we're going to set a personal best. 108.3. That's more like it. As we're closing in on these 4 or 5 cars in front of us here. Personal best again. 108.2. As we're now really closing in on these guys and making good progress. Hopefully this medium tire can hold on and be consistent, and then we should be looking okay. Alright, we're on the back of these guys now, well within DRS range. Kvyat Albon, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel. Let's see if we can make an overtake here on the Toro Rosso. Losing quite a bit under acceleration, but let's see if we can put it back in with DRS. No, it looks like we're not really close enough here. At least not yet anyway. That's the turn one.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Let's have a look.
Understood, copy that.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. I'm not too bothered. As we pick up our first track extension there, trying to make some progress here, getting past these guys. We need to keep pushing in the clean air, but so far we're not really close enough. Pretty close to Kvyat here. I might have a chance on the switchback. There we go. Power down. Trying to go on the outside, but it doesn't quite work for us. We will get the switchback on him though on the exit of the final corner. We're nice and close this time. He does pull away a little bit under acceleration, but not too much. We've got him within range. Here we go. Let's get past him. Massive overspeed. We're going to go to the outside. Come on, here we go. Release the brake and just sail around the outside. And there we go. We make the move. Fantastic. And we get the DRS as well. So beautiful timing on that one. Executed to perfection. And we're now into P11. Just shy of the points as these guys in front continue to battle. And that's going to allow us to once again close the gap and catch up again. Picking up a little bit of oversteer there mid-corner. That was a little bit concerning. That's going to just ruin the momentum I get against Leclerc, I think. We are going to have DRS. Will anyone pit? Not yet. Everyone's staying out, it seems. So looks like all the AI are going for the soft to medium strategy. Oh, Sebastian Vettel's a bit slow. We all get tangled up here. We almost hit the back of Leclerc on turn one, but looks like it's going to really change. Unfortunately, that's going to ruin the momentum unless we get a lot of straight on speed on the Williams, which we are getting a little bit, but not enough. We need to try and clear these guys because we're losing a lot of time here, and this is ruining my strategy. Good exit there. That's going to put Leclerc under some pressure. There we go, put him on the defensive line, out of there, right on his gearbox. Turn the engine up, let's try and go for the exact same move as we did on Kvyat. DRS now, we're gaining, we're going to go to the inside this time as there's a bit of space and Leclerc leaves it wide open. Leclerc trying to hang on, but we're going to just outbrake him quite easily. Release the brake, and there we go, job done, and we get DRS once again because we're close enough to Albon to stay in front. But Leclerc isn't done just yet, he's trying. Luckily for us, we've got our engine turned up, so we're okay. And we're now up into P9 and into the points. Carlos pits from the lead.
Carlos is in the pits.
So I'm expecting quite a few more cars to box in as well, presumably. And there you go, Sebastian Vettel pits, Albon stays out. Let's see if we can try and get past the Toro Rosso here. Lots of cars in the pit lane. Personal best. Can we get close enough to Albon here if we get a good enough run through 1 and 2? Pick up another corner cut, which is annoying now because I'm on 2 warnings, but we are close enough to Albon to make a move. We're gaining. We're going to go to the outside. We're going to try and carry the momentum all the way around, but Albon gives us a squeeze. He's having absolutely none of it. Right then, we'll probably get a nice tow here from Alex and a bit of DRS as he pits in. We're just going to continue on our way. And now we're going to have clean air to be able to push as the remaining cars box in. So we're now up into the lead of the race for at least a couple of laps, so let's enjoy it. And let's try and set some consistent lap times. We are going to have a lot of cars on hard tyres, so we are going to have that benefit of the soft tyre at the end to really be able to push and make some big improvements and catch up massively towards the end. Pace is good and clean air. Sainz is exact same pace as me on fresh tyres, which is good. And the battle for third is actually between 4 cars, including both racing points, and they're losing a hell of a lot of time. So at the minute I'm actually getting closer to them by just staying out and doing my thing, which is good. Pace is good. On for a personal best here. This is what we want. Cross the line.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
I'm going to go for a few more laps just because the battle for third is still continuing, and I'll give myself fresher soft tyres for the rest of the race. So I'm going to at least maybe start for at least 2 more. Also the AI pit around lap 14, so it kind of says a lot about the soft tyres, so we're just going to play it safe. Pace still strong, another personal best on the way into the 107s. We're going to go. This is why we're staying out. Pace is good, no reason to interrupt the rhythm. And we're quicker than Sainz now. The last couple of laps we're actually pulling away, so let's keep this going. We'll pit in next lap probably. Unless this lap's an absolute stinker. Good lap again. Purple middle sector in that one, and we've got back markers now in the form of the Haas. So it's taken me 21 laps to lap a Haas. That's how much pace we've got compared to those guys. Having said that, we are yet to stop, but still, we're going to box this lap. Here we go then, let's box, last little push into the pit lane. And we are going to get a little bit of DRS to assist us into the pit box. Here we go. Get it all slowed down, and there we go, that's a perfect entry. And overall, a really strong first stint. We could have done a little bit better, I think, with the overtakes. We could have pushed a little bit harder, maybe to make some moves, but pace was good. There goes Sainz.
Go now.
1.9, good stop. And there is the battle for second place. 2 racing points, a Red Bull and an Alpha. And here comes Russell.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So the overcut has worked beautifully. We're up to P7. We've jumped Ricciardo, who's just behind us. So that is fantastic. Really, really good overcut. Like I said at the start of the race, important to make that overcut worth it.
Flag.
Oh, yellow flag. So that's in front. Could be.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Oh yes, it's a racing point. It's Sergio Perez who's pulled over.
Flag.
And he was on for the fastest lap, so that's a lot of points lost there for Racing Point. Run up to P6, and that will pretty much now secure the constructors, as mathematically now, with 1 car at the race, Racing Point can no longer score the maximum amount of points. Therefore, that is done, so we can now focus on just pretty much pushing flat out, have a little bit of fun, and seeing where we finish. But we are really catching these guys for P2 here. They're losing so much time, and we're right in this race. That stint, that overcut has been beautiful, because they were all battling so heavily, and we've benefited massively. So, P6, we've still got 13 full laps to go. I smell a second place here. I think Lewis has damage. He just ran a bit wide there. And I think he is missing a right front end plate, from what I can tell. That explains why the guys were battling so slowly for second place. So we've got a lot more pace than Russell here. I'm going to try and get the switch back on him. On the soft tyres, we'll have a lot more grip. We can just go around the outside. And Hamilton as well. Hamilton gives us a squeeze.
A time penalty for that last incident.
Well, that wasn't fair, but we couldn't do much about that, unfortunately. So we've got a 3-second time penalty. Fair enough. Not much I could have done though. Hamilton gave me the squeeze. We're going to defend the inside though, as Lewis is coming back at us here. Into turn 1. We'll defend the inside quite easily. Let's just focus on getting a good exit out of turn 2. And there we go, that's spot on. Right then, P4, let's hunt down Gasly for P3, and then let's get Verstappen for P2. We need to then open up a 3-second gap as well on top of that. Here we go then, this lap should also give us the extra point and the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as we get to the 106s. There it is. Now let's try and get within Gasly's DRS. We've got a 1-second window to get into. Here we go then, all over the back of Pierre. This should be a very easy overtake. I'm going to actually wait for DRS. I'm not going to go for this same move because it's cost me in the past, so we're not going to go for it. That's it. Pierre goes defensive. That's going to make it very easy for me. I'm going to sit behind him though, so I get the DRS. I don't want to overcommit just yet. Here we go. Rich mix, overtake mode. So past the Alpha, DRS. To the inside we go. The better line, and job done. P3 it is. One more to go, and we've got P2 secured in the bag. Here we go. We're within range of Verstappen with DRS. I'm not sure if I'm close enough for the move, but we're going to try. I think we should be okay. Here we go. DRS. Verstappen's not that quick. He's not running a high engine mode. This should be an easy overtake. There we go, and we improve our fastest lap. Up to P2. Sainz 7 seconds up the road, but obviously we have a 3-second time penalty to add to that. So I think it's going to be P2 here today. Let's focus on now pulling out a 3-second gap to the Red Bull and securing this position and getting a 1-2 plus the fastest lap, making it maximum points for McLaren here today. Trying to push hard here. We are struggling a little bit on the tyres now. The gap to Verstappen 2.6. I'm slowly edging it out to 3 seconds, but I've got to try and push more than this because in the last couple of laps they always pick up their pace, so I've got to try and push more. Okay, the gap's now over 3 seconds. What I don't need is this Haas car to ruin my momentum. I need it to get out of the way. Luckily we have managed to just nick DRS, which is perfect. Hopefully he moves out of the way though soon, because we need some space. Let's see. Let's see if he gets out of the way here after turn 2. That'd be perfect for us. And he'd give me DRS again, which is ideal. There we go. Thank you very much. Right, we should be okay now for second place, I think. Just got to keep the gap. Here we go then, down the hill for the final time. Now through the final corner, and then we start to go uphill. Verstappen's pushing, he's trying his best, but it's not going to be enough. And we are going to hold on. Sainz is going to win here at Brazil, and we're going to come home in second place from last on the grid to make it a 1-2 from McLaren, plus the fastest lap, maximum points, and that is a way to win the Constructors' Championship.
Great drive, great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
Brilliant stuff from McLaren today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. How do you think this team will be feeling after that result? Did you have the wrong fuel strategy today, or was it your management? Appreciate your time.
Right, so here we have the final race results as Carlos Sainz wins here today for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We come home in second, making it a 1-2 for the team, plus the fastest lap point. That does mean we secure the Constructors' World Championship. Verstappen making it the podium in third place ahead of Pierre Gasly in fourth. Then we've got George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc down in seventh, Albon eighth, Sebastian Vettel ninth, and Kvyat rounding out the top 10 here today. Missing out the points, we have Hülkenberg, Bottas, Raikkonen, Hamilton with wing damage down in 14th, Stroll, Magnussen, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, and then Norris one lap down with Perez, the only retirement of the Grand Prix, and Racing Point score a big fat 0 in terms of points here today. In terms of the standings, we are 120 points clear with one race to go, and in the end it's been a dominant season from us. Carlos Sainz with that result overtakes Hamilton for P5, and he mathematically can still beat Leclerc. He's 21 points behind, so I'll do my best to help him in the next race in Abu Dhabi. Hopefully he can win once again and secure those points and potentially get fourth in the championship. But Perez in second, Verstappen 7 points behind in third, and in terms of the constructor standings, we are officially champions, and the gap is 129 points over Racing Point, and in the end it was pretty comfortable and we thoroughly deserved it. But guys, that is it for Brazil here today, and again, just a reminder, at the end of the video you will see a video on the right hand side, which is the video where you guys can vote for my Season 5 team, and currently, you know, it's pretty damn close between multiple teams, so please be sure to vote. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode here today. The finale will be at Abu Dhabi, it will be in cockpit view, and it will be once again from the back of the grid, so tune in for that one guys, for the final race in McLaren. And if you enjoyed this video guys, drop a like, and also subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me, and finally check out these two videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.